It's time, Adventure Nation. Time to roll out of quartzsite. Time to prepare for Mexico. And it's
time for the motorhome experiment.
Lori's got a little cough problem still going on there, but we don't have much to talk about coming out of quartzsite, really. It's kind of a little bit of a boring drive through the desert. It's beautiful. And then you get down into the farmland around Yuma, which was really pretty cool. It's kind of weird seeing actually farmland in the desert. But
I wasn't expecting Yuma to be actually as big as it is, and with the amenities that it is, I thought it was a tiny town. It is not.
So we rolled over to the LTVA just, I guess it's west of Yuma, and it turned out to be a really good place to be able to buzz in and out of Yuma.
It's called Pilot Knob, and I guess it's the closest LTVA that you can get to Yuma. You can go into casino areas where you can get a permit. We didn't want to go through all that. We just wanted to be here, and it's $40 for 14 days. Yeah, your typical LTVA stay. We did roll into town, little downtown Yuma there where Lori went to the Mexican Consulate. Is a nice little town, like an old school little town. Not a lot to see in downtown there, but very cute. We are out here in the middle of the desert outside of Yuma, Arizona, and we're heading in today to go get our paperwork straight to head into Mexico. You ready? Including mine.
Yeah, including Lori. She's got to renew her passport.
I didn't even notice it expired. Right now is what, February? No, still the end of January. It expired just last month.
Can't take her anywhere.
Bad Lorena.
Bad Lori. But the good news is Mexico, the passports and the Mexican consulate, they are able to do things really, really fast. So
it's a one-day deal. Yeah,
it's a one-day deal. So off we go. Kevin and Laura and Tom and Faye are already in town getting their stuff squared away, so we're gonna meet them in there and get this stuff done.
We're always the last ones.
While Lorena's in the Mexican consulate here, I'm just gonna wander around downtown Yuma. That was really quick, Lorena. How did that happen?
That was a bust.
Yeah. Lorena needed her marriage certificate, her marriage license. Did you tell them that we printed that shit up on Microsoft Word, or that it's just a fake document?
They don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe they'll
accept needed identification with my picture in it that had my maiden names. So that was the issue. And so now they need to see the marriage certificate just to actually do the correlation between maiden names and my married name.
Perfect. So I guess it's back to the RV.
Back to the RV. It's not like it's that close.
Away we go. The trouble with going back to the RV is that there's an hour difference between here and there. So we're going to get jet lag. It's going to be an hour going back. We pick up, come back here an hour later.
Oh my God.
Jeez, you're a pain in the butt.
An hour later.
You ready to try this again?
Round number 2.
All right, Lorena just got her passport renewed. How long did that take you?
About between 30 and 40 minutes.
That is craziness.
And I have brand new passport.
Brand new passport in 30 to 45 minutes.
And how much?
And it takes 4 to 6 weeks.
Expedited.
4 to 6 weeks here. And yeah, if you wanted to expedite, you got to pay for that. That's crazy. Anyways, off to meet the bearded one and them and head over to Mexico. One of our main purposes for coming to Yuma was to head over into Algadones and get our tourist card. It's the FMM.
Yes, and it's basically a card for all the tourist Canadians, Americans going into Mexico, and allows them just to show that they're going to be there for 6 months. The permit's up to 6 months.
And that's really all you need to go down into the Baja side. If you're going into the main part of Mexico, there's a whole bunch of other stuff you need to get as far as permitting for your vehicles and things like that. But when you go into Baja, California, which is Baja Mexico, all you need to do is have that card. Make sure that you've got insurance for your vehicles, of course.
I mean, and a little bit also part of Sonora. That is where Rocky Point or
Right.
Puerto Peñasco is. So it's an area, not only Baja, it's also a little bit of Sonora.
Right. So we did cross the border over to Los Algadones and check out that little town. All right, we crossed the border here in, where are we? Los Algadones. We got our tourist permits, so we're ready to go down into Baja, California. Just kicking back, having a little lunch, enjoying some chips and guac and everything. Cool little place. But we're ready to rock and roll, head down into the Cabo San Lucas. Gonna be fun. Pretty cool place, Lorena.
So the little town of Algodones is the border crossing from here from Yuma, and it's a tiny town that their expertise or their main drag is just all the dentists and opticals and just like medical tourism basically. But it also has all your little touristy stuff to do. But it's pretty cute. It actually was. Everybody was super nice. When we got the permits, the guy there was super helpful and very nice. It took us only what, like 20 minutes, 30 minutes. And by the way, the permit is about $36, something like that. Mm-hmm. But it was easy. Now, the one thing we didn't count for was the coming back. When they told us, oh yeah, the line going back is about 2 hours, we were like, yeah, whatever.
This is gonna be fun.
A long wait. And it's like, they weren't kidding. We did like an hour and a half line just to cross the border back.
That is walking.
Just be aware of it. And if you happen to actually come here to get one of the permits, they also told us in the morning is the worst time to go there, between 9 and 10, because it's when they will go with buses and drop off a lot of tourists. So there will be long lines for that.
Yep, absolutely. But all of the permits are done. We've got our stuff ready to go. Lori still hasn't got rid of that cough yet. But we've got our insurance for the automobiles, the coaches, and everything. We're back here at the LTVA and we're getting ready to leave. Check this out. The LTVA area was awesome. We got this little group spot here with the 3 coaches put together in a little U shape. It turned out to be really good for campfires and stuff. But today is the day that we cross over officially into Mexico and head on down into Cabo San Lucas.
Exciting.
Ready?
I'm ready.
Cool. Let's do this. I think everybody else is waiting on us.
No, not this time.
Not this time?
I think we're all waiting on Tom.
We're waiting on Tom. Tom's doing work. Tom's working up in there. You can't see him. He's up in the Beaver. After leaving the LTVA, we rolled back into Yuma to gas up. It was 40 cents a gallon cheaper than there at the California border. Then one last time through the California agricultural inspection, and we were on our way. We drove along the border fence for just a little bit, and then we arrived at the Mexican border. The lanes are really tight, so take your time rolling through here. Okay, for some reason my phone overheated. I don't know how much of that border crossing I got, but we're at the Mexican border right now. We are right here, pulled off to the side. We're being inspected here at the border. I'm gonna try and show you guys outside a little bit. Try not to get in trouble. We are just pulled over. They walked in quick, asked us a couple of questions, and that's it. Now we're on our way. Easy peasy. Everybody else good? Ozzy wants to go out.
Faye and Tom are good. We're good. The girl already left. We're waiting on Kevin and Laura. Always those two.
The border wall from the other side. And as with most of the bigger border towns, Mexicali had a lot of traffic, so you take your time, follow your GPS, and you'll get through just fine. Once you're on the outskirts of town, it opens up and it's a nice, beautiful drive through the open desert. We rolled through the military checkpoint just outside of Mexicali. We've got 59 kilometers left to go to San Felipe, which is our destination for tonight. The guys were very nice. They came on board, walked through, just checked some cabinets and things, and that was it. Pretty easy stuff.
They're usually just looking for guns or drugs, basically is what they do.
Yep. And Tom is through, and we're good to rock and roll. Kevin and Laura are already through, so easy stuff. Once we got into San Felipe, we found an RV park and got snuggled in for the night. And by snuggled, I mean packed. It was extremely tight, but we made it work. All right, Lorena, we have arrived here in San Felipe, Mexico.
We made it.
Woo, woo.
Official in Mexico.
San Felipe is in the Baja Peninsula, the little peninsula there south of San Diego.
Seal Cortez side, on the east side of the peninsula.
Yeah, we are going down the east side of the peninsula, and then we'll go up the west side. Actually, once you get halfway down, there's only one way to go. But on the top, there's two ways, east and west. So we're on 5.
Yes.
And we arrived in San Felipe. We are in a packed tight little campground.
Well,
it's so cute.
It's cute. It's a tiny campground, but definitely with this size of rig, we have 34-foot Class A. It's very, very tight.
Not meant for these at all. But we managed to get in here, and we'll show you guys that in the upcoming episodes. Let's talk a little bit about the requirements to come into the Baja side of Mexico.
So it's not as hard as you will think. Like if you go to inner Mexico, there's a lot more requirements, but the Baja and part of Sonora, that is like where Rocky Point is, or Puerto Peñasco, I don't know how you know it. Like all that area goes by different rules because there's so much tourism.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like for if you're a foreign person, like you're from Canada, and basically not from Mexico, you need an FMM. That is a permit that only costs $37.
Yeah.
About that.
Pretty inexpensive, and that's good for 6 months.
It's good for 6 months, and it literally takes you 20 minutes just to get it. And you get it on the Mexican side, right at the border.
That's one thing I would recommend as well, is you can get it the day that you're coming in, but your best bet is to stay on a border town, just walk across, get it, and then the next day or a couple of days later, just drive your coach across. Because to drive your coach across, park, walk in and get it, and do all that kind of stuff, certain ones are not set up for it. The major port that we crossed at Mexicali was awesome. But if you tried to do that in Algadones or Tecate or something like that, for example, you may not have parking areas to be able to do that. So pro tip, get your FMM or tourist card the day or two before.
Yeah, and
insurance.
Besides that, I guess insurance. Yeah. Talk about insurance because he's the one to handle it.
She let me handle insurance. Is she nuts? I don't know if it's correct.
I hope it's correct.
No, it's correct. So your insurance company can probably direct you to the right place. We're with Geico. They actually have Geico Mexico, which I found out was not Geico Mexico. It's something completely different. It's a completely separate company, completely separate policy. So you can do that, and they all have it. Progressive has it. ICBC, which is I think our Canadian friends, I think that's who they are with. They all wound up going through the same people pretty much. BajaBound.com is the one that Faye and Tom and the Vegan RV went through, Kevin and Laura. They went through Baja Bound, and you can go over there. You just put in the stuff for your coach, how long you're going to be. You have to buy a separate policy for your RV and for your tow vehicle. If you have Class A and tow. It's different for trailers. We didn't get into that, but they have all of it for you online. The website is actually really, really well done, I will say that. We went through Geico, went over to the site that they recommended, and then through them, they pushed you off to 2 different insurance companies. One was International something, and the other was Grupo something.
But your own insurance company is going to tell you where to go.
Right. They'll be able to tell you where to go. It is fairly pricey. It's going to be right along the lines of what you would pay for in your insurance company in the United States or Canada, for example. Mm-hmm. It's a 6-month policy. You buy both collision and
ours
liability.
Is 6 months policy, but I understand there's other people that they can buy per weeks or per month policy, but the longer you stay, the cheaper it is. The shorter you stay,
absolutely.
It's like the shorter. We know some people that were coming here for a week and a half, and they pay like almost $300 just for
Right.
the week and a half.
Right. And then then it jumps to a month, but then after that, once you're here a month, it jumps to 6 months. So you just better off buying a 6-month policy. We knew we were going to be here for 2 months. And actually, again, there's so many variations, so make sure you check with your insurance company, but there's a 31 to 90 day thing and then all that. For us, it was just easier and cheaper to buy a 6-month deal and know that everything was covered. So it was approximately $840 for 6 months. So,
but that's for tow and the coach itself.
Right, and it's full coverage. That's collision and liability.
Yes.
And it covers vandalism. It covers all of that kind of stuff. So we chose the upgraded policy. There's another policy that you can get that's a little cheaper that doesn't have a lot of the other things. So just go through that website. You can jump over to bajabound.com. We're not getting paid for that. Don't know any of the people over there. But it was really, really easy to check it all out. And you can get a quote. They'll email you the quote. It's really cool, really quick and easy.
Shop around because it's like, again, policies, they're like all across the board, different rates and everything. So shop around. Just commit to one only.
Yeah, our other friends, Richard and Cheryl, the Hamptons, they told us that Good Sam has Mexican insurance available through Good Sam. So I don't know if it's the same where it's off to a third party or whether it's directly through Good Sam.
But they pay, I believe, like around $650.
Yeah, theirs was a lot less expensive.
But it was less time too.
Right, and it was a little bit less time, so we'll find that out. But really, really, really simple.
Yeah.
You just need your insurance, you need your FMM tourist card, and come on down into Baja, California, Baja Mexico. So
there was some checkpoints. I have this military checkpoint and that, and they just come in, walk around just to make sure, like, you don't have anything weird, and then they just leave. Like, literally took them 5 minutes, if that.
Yeah, they did. We got inspected at the border, right? When we crossed, they stopped us. They walked through. That's through customs. And then, the military checkpoint, which I think is about 40 miles out. Same thing. Very, very nice. Very courteous. They come in, said, "Can we look around?" That's it. And they were out of there. So far, the trip to Baja has been absolutely amazing. We're going to show you guys around the little town here in the next episode, the town of San Felipe. So that's where we're going to call this episode. And it'd be awesome if this is your first time here, if you got to know us a little bit, hung out with us, and that means they have to
subscribe.
Hit that subscribe button. It would be equally as cool if you like the video. And we'll see you again in the next episode. This Mexico series is going to be awesome.
Okay, guys. Bye, guys.
They asked us to oh my goodness, I can't speak right now. As you can see, my GoPro stayed out for the night. I won't mention who did it, but she lives in my RV.